Okay, now it's time for a couple more of my frequently used kitchen products. From our food prep on this side to cleaning up the mess when we're all done. First, I have our Norwex cutting boards. These do come in 3 different sizes. I currently only have 2 of them. This is going to be the large, and then this is going to be the mini. So there is one more that is in the middle, which you saw in the post earlier today. With these cutting boards, they have a lot of great features. First is going to be that silicone grip on the back here that sticks to your countertop, preventing it from sliding when you are cutting up your produce. On the other side here, we do have a little divot here that catches any of the juice from your fruits, your vegetables, or the meat that you might be cutting, preventing it from spilling onto your countertop. And then there is a nice little keyhole here that helps you with storing if you like to hang up your cutting boards anywhere. These boards are made out of rice husks, so they are extra durable. They do a great job of preventing those cuts in your cutting board, which actually can collect some of the bacteria from your previous fruits and vegetables living inside of there. So when you go to cut up next round of fruits and vegetables, it's making its way into your food because it's been locked up in those cuts. A good example here for you is my large cutting board that I've had for 6 months, and then my plastic board that I was using before that. As you'll see, there's all kinds of cuts all over that board, and on this one, it's nice and clean. So it's extra durable and does a great job at getting that produce prepared for you for your meal. Then, of course, when we are done prepping our food, we need to wash all of our dishes. We have all kinds of options when it comes to washing our dishes, and I personally like to use each one of them for different purposes. The main one is my dishwashing powder. Whenever I can, I fill my dishwasher as full as possible, preventing me from having to hand wash any dishes. I'm kind of lazy like that, I guess. So this does a great job with this one container. It does up to 45 loads. It's safe for septic tanks and does a great job at getting those dishes nice and clean. I'll show you how big the scoop is here for the powder. So all you'll do is add one of these little scoops in your washer and let it go to work. The next option we have is for hand washing those dishes, and this is going to be a gel detergent. This would be something like if you were to fill your sink with water, you could add some of this soap in there and hand wash your dishes. It does a great job at getting them to a nice clean shine. One of my favorites is going to be our Biozymes, and this is going to be create 3 different forever bottles. So you'll do 1/3 of this to a full bottle of water here, and it lasts a long time because it is so concentrated. The reason that I really like this one is because when I have some of those dishes that I use on a daily basis, but I'm not always running my dishwasher, I like to run to this real quick just to spritz down my pan and give it a quick scrub rinse so that I can use my pan. Nice, quick, and easy. I don't have to fill my sink full of water to use my dish soap. It does a great job, especially with some of those baked on pans when you've cooked a nice casserole in your dish or something like that. This does a great job at breaking it down so it's nice and easy to clean for you. I'm gonna show you how this forever bottle does work. So if I keep it open, it has a nice little mist on it like I showed you before. But the way that I like to use it is to create the foaming action by having that little net over top of it. So when I put that on there, it's going to create foam. So it creates kind of those suds for me, which I like to have. It's kind of a visual cleaning thing for me. And then I will just let this pan soak for a couple minutes. And then I will go scrub it with some of our tools. So we have all kinds of options with our cleaning tools for dishes, or they can be multi-purpose. One of them is going to be our Speary sponge. I use this on a regular basis, keep it by my sink. My old Speary sponges I will tuck back in my bathroom for other house cleaning chores. We also have our Speary Net here, which is a nice little ball of silver for that extra scrub. When you have some hard baked on things that you want to get cleaned off real quick, this does a great job at that. This is one that I go to all the time just because it's nice, quick, and simple. We also have our Enviro Scrub here, which has a nice rougher texture on this side and then just a nice soft microfiber on this side. So it's a nice size, great for replacing maybe the wash rays that you use to scrub your dishes with. I keep all of these handy depending on what I'm washing. I will go for one of my tools. And then another nice little tool that I like to have handy is our rubber brush. So this is a great bottle brush, does a great job with getting those bottles or tight areas nice and clean. I actually like to leave my bottle brush sleeve on there to give it a little bit extra of a scrub, and it does actually have backlock technology embedded in this, so it does self-purify over the 24 hours, which is kind of cool. So I usually use mine with my sleeve over the top of it, but there are times that I take it off and use just the rubber brush. All great options. And then I have my Biozymes over here that I did soak. I'm just going to go ahead and use my Speary Net, one of my favorite go-tos, to scrub this off real quick. And then rinse. And she's all ready to go, so I can make myself some lunch. There's much more where that came from. That's just a few of the highlights that I personally like to use in my kitchen and how I use them. If anybody else uses any of those products and likes one more than the other or has suggestions on how they use it, please comment below and share with everybody. Thanks so much.